Well, first up, we start with a fork, a big red one. Oh, that? I'll explain him later. Yep, I'm talking about the Red Fork restaurant right on 23, just 10 minutes north of Oscoda in Greenbush. It's cool, comfortable, and offers a cuisine that's a little more eclectic than you'd expect in these parts. And that's because its chef and owner Kari Vanderheuel is a fourth-degree foodie on a mission. And her mission is to please your palate with her mouth-watering homemade masterpieces. But why the name Red Fork? And what's with the big red rooster out front? Well, I'm glad you asked, because that's what I'm about to do. Okay, Kari, my first question for you is an obvious one. The name of the restaurant is the Red Fork. What's with the giant red rooster out front?
So the rooster's there because I believe in 1976 is when this building was built, and this has been the Red Rooster for the dawn of time. When I bought it, I chose to change the name to the Red Fork because if I didn't change the name, everyone would assume it's the same restaurant.
Right.
And I didn't feel that it was the same restaurant.
I love telling people, well, you should check out the Red Fork. It's great. Just look for the big red rooster. And then the look on their faces is like, what? What did you just say? Well, why the name Red Fork?
So when I was buying the restaurant and wanting to change the name, I didn't know what way to go, but there was a story that I had read on Facebook, and it was a grandma to a granddaughter about when you go to a restaurant and you have dinner, what follows dinner but dessert. So keep your fork because the best is yet to come. And so I felt like that was a good thing for the restaurant as well, because even though we're changing the name, I still felt like it was the best is yet to come for this place.
And your food, like you said, is so eclectic. It's like you do regular standard stuff that you'd expect in a diner or a small restaurant, along 23. But then, like you said, the ahi tuna. I understand your pizzas are amazing.
I think they're pretty good. We've played around with the recipe the last couple of years, and we've dialed in on a from-scratch sauce that I think is absolutely wonderful. And we use like a high-quality cheese, so it's like the perfect combination, I think.
And you guys even bake your own bread here.
We do, yep. And we try to make all of our desserts, and sometimes in the summer that's challenging because we are so busy, but we still at least have something for people.
In the kitchen, what would you say is your X-Men power? What's your strength in the kitchen?
I guess like thriving when it's busy. Like I can go from helping on the line to running out here and seeing where needs to be addressed, whether that table needs a water or that table needs this. Like when it's super busy, I think anyone in the kitchen or anyone that works in this industry can relate. Like you get a rush from when it's busy and making sure everything is done. And I don't know, I guess if I have a superpower, that's it.
Obviously the community loves what you're doing here because again, full disclosure, I've been here quite a few times. And it's always full of people that just love you. I can tell they love you and they love what you're doing.
So when I moved again down here, obviously I was worried about leaving like my hometown, but I've never actually felt more at home than I do. So I live in Harrisville, obviously the restaurant's in Greenbush, but I still have that feeling of like, this is home. I also try and give back and help out as much as I can. I joined city council and trying to give back, and I feel if you truly do support your community, like they will support you. And in the wintertime is the hardest, but we made it, and this is our third year, so I don't plan on going anywhere soon.
Well, obviously, like I said, the community loves what you're doing. Do you source locally as well?
We do. We have switched that up a little bit, and we are working with Wandering Winds Bakery, and they make their homemade sourdough breads. And so we're getting our bread from there now. We also get our maple syrup from the high school, Alcona schools, from their FFA program. And then the milk isn't local, but I do support Cedar Lake Grocery, and I buy my milk from him.
It's funny you should mention Cedar Lake Grocery because we're going there to meet the Donut King. So, do I need to curtsy when I meet him, or?
You could.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll practice. Not only is Kari's enthusiasm contagious, she's also a great inspiration for anyone who's dreaming of owning their own restaurant. She works hard and puts her heart and soul into every plate she serves. And speaking of plates being served, it was time for me to show my true appreciation for Kari's craft. aka eat. And everything I tasted was in a word: supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. If you want to feel like you belong to a true foodie family, roll into the Red Fork for some home-cooked food from the heart. I guarantee that once you table up at this friendly place, it'll be love at first bite. And second, and third, and fourth. Mmm.